After a week chock full of very pungent garbage, tantalizing the taste buds of Sir Roskis Von Ampari, the omnivore, the shredder of garbage, Brett, who is your garbage person of the week?
My garbage person of the week is Donald Trump Jr., who tried so desperately to make horse semen happen. What am I talking about? Let's take a look at this headline from Huffington Post. Donald Trump Jr. spreads weird and gross lie about Governor Tim Walz, the former president's son, only managed to remind people while the Minnesota governor called the GOP weird in the first place. Here is a tweet that you can just hear the knuckle cracking from Donald Trump Jr. He's like, I've got a great idea. Listen, Stolen Valor is about as bad as it gets. We'll talk about that line later. But what is this I'm hearing about a horse and it's a got milk and Tim Walz has a milk mustache and it's a horse? Probably should have. The actual better joke is a bull, because you can look at the bull and you can see that it has horns and that it's a dude. And that's the joke. It's like, don't drink milk from a bull. And you didn't do it right because you're an idiot. Smart. And what's hilarious is in that terrible tanked, obviously try hard attempt, all he did was remind people of this. JD Vance won't escape the couch allegations as everybody caught on to an awesome joke that was subtler and more funny and playful, which is not guzzling horse whatever. It's just a sad guy in his basement humping a couch. 100%. And it wasn't even directly mentioned. It was a mention of his book. It was expertly done as opposed to the ham-handed attempts of this guy. This is the dude who wants you to think that other folks are creepy. This guy whose carefully crafted ideas yielded JD Vance, because according to rumors, or according to what's been reported, it was the last people in the room with Donald Trump were the Trump boys, and then Charlie Kirk bragged to us that he had a huge influence over picking JD Vance, which is one of the worst vice presidential backfires since Sarah Palin, if not the worst.
Yeah.
And also, like, you want to call other people creepy and weird. Here's a photo of your entire family with Jeffrey Epstein. This is a now iconic photo of that happening as picked up by MSNBC and others. And another iconic photo, one of a kind, that really encapsulates what's sad about you is this is how hot and how much better the sex was with your ex Kim Guilfoyle when she was banging on the Getty Villa rugs with hottie patati with a banging body, Gavin Newsom. Your wife had better sex with her ex than she does with you, and anybody who says otherwise is lying to themselves and the nation. Right. And back to the Stolen Valor line really quickly, John. That was an iconic Harper's Bazaar photo that was what I just said. The Stolen Valor line, need I remind, this is an attempt to say that after 24 years of serving in the National Guard, somehow Tim Walz, who retired so he could run for Congress and then eventually governor and get meals for hungry children, they're trying to say that guy doesn't know what it is to serve his country. Meanwhile, need I remind you, the daughters of a Queens foot doctor say that their late father diagnosed President Donald Trump with bone spurs to help him avoid the Vietnam War draft as a favor to his father, Fred Trump, according to a report from Wednesday of whenever this was published. Yeah. Stolen Valor, that's a you thing, buddy. Mm-hmm. Making fun of veterans, that's what your side does. It's pathetic, it's sick. And I think you're just a garbage person.
100%. And the Stolen Valor continues to this day. I mean, he went on TV or on Howard Stern to say that his Vietnam was avoiding STDs while people were dying abroad. And then he spent the rest of his life mocking soldiers. And then just a couple weeks ago, he said that he took a bullet for America. Jesus, he got the most minor boo-boo ever. Over the weekend, I think I picked up my daughter from a bad position. I tweaked my back, and I am objectively more injured by that than Donald Trump was by the bullet that was kind of close to him. So yeah, spare me on the Stolen Valor. When it comes to the joke, Like they're just not good at comedy. They have no idea why the couch thing worked the way it does. It worked not because it's like, it's the grossest thing you can think of. It worked because it's subtle and sad. And it also seems like the sort of thing that could have been in the book, that as a way of describing his wild youth or whatever he could have put in there. When I first saw it, I briefly believed, well, I haven't read the book, I guess that could be in there. Now, nobody believes it anymore or whatever, but it was believable and it wasn't mean. It was a joke at his expense, but also it works because it's a joke that's targeting JD Vance, who's a terrible guy who constantly attacks people. You're telling just the grossest thing you can think of about a human teddy bear. That's not funny. Like, it just isn't. And again, it doesn't mean they can't do it. Like, to any of them that are like, well, you guys made a joke, can we? Yeah, you can make something that is technically a joke, but you have no entitlement to being funny, and you're not even close.
And the other thing is, like, JD Vance is so creepy. And I was wondering what it is that makes him creepy. And I discovered it in a weird tweet he made about Entourage. Here's a video I made on my Tinky Talkie. All right, I figured out what's creepy about JD Vance. It's in this picture, and it's not that he is obsessed with rebooting himself as Entourage. Look close at his hands. Like everybody else he's with, you see the sides of their hands, like their thumb and the side of their fingers. But him, you see the tops of his hands when he walks. Isn't that weird? Like, look. Because like most people walk like this, but he walks like this. Isn't that weird? Look. Weirdo.
Brett, please tell me that got 1 million views.
He got 243,000, I think.
Damn, okay, well, it deserves it because I would not have noticed that. The guy, I forget his name. There's a guy who does menswear commentary, really brutal menswear commentary on Twitter. He talked about how all of them needed high-rise pants because it was just not right for their body size. But I love the hand thing.
My feminine hips, that's the thing.
Feminine hips. That's the thing I'm sensitive about. But anyway, immediately once you pointed out to me, I thought of Molly Shannon in Seinfeld. Like, that's the swing in the arms, but she does face forward. Yeah, there is something super artificial about this guy. He oozes that this was constructed in a lab, but not in the right way.
Like Peter Thiel.
100%. But like people say, like, if you were to like design a gymnast in a lab, you'd get Simone Biles. Well, but if you design a politician in the lab, you might get JD Vance, but you messed up. That's not what you should have done. And he's just super awkward. His fake laugh is spine chilling.
Yes.
Anyway, great garbage person. Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.